Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are coming to you with another Wednesday episode sponsored by Great Fox Games, our awesome sponsors who sponsor Wednesday episodes.
And have for a fairly decent amount of time.
Yeah, for a while now.
Yeah.
They've been pretty awesome that way.
Apparently we give them some sort of benefit out of this. Or maybe they don't know.
It's immeasurable.
Immeasurable.
That's the best kind of performance to have to live up to. Something that can't be quite quantified.
Nope. It's like,
I'm fine with it.
how do you quantify zero? I don't know. It's impossible.
Sure.
Just like how much you can't quantify how much money goes into Gray Fox's pockets from our sponsorship.
I think that there's been at least some people who've bought games from Gray Fox because we've recommended games from Gray Fox.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Money, please.
We are sellouts to the nth degree.
Parks and Rec's in the other room being watched right now.
Yes.
So
It was a Parks and Rec kind of day for Megan and I. We took Jester on like an hour and a half long walk. It got hot. We got sweaty. We came back. We played 2-player El Dorado, and then we went down to the basement and sat in a nice, cool basement and watched Parks and Rec while we played computer games until you guys came over, and it was time to record a podcast.
nice.
No, actually, that's not true. We stopped watching Parks and Rec and playing video games just in time for me to go make trout.
Ah, yes.
Then we did the podcast.
Your fish cooking adventure.
Yeah, cedar planks on the grill. Real tasty.
Nice.
Yeah. I did not burn anything down.
I made a ham sandwich.
Careful, Jeff. You're pushing your culinary prowess there.
Yeah. I forgot to buy cheese when I bought sandwich stuff, though.
Wait,
so
it was literally just a ham sandwich?
it was a ham mayo mustard.
Ugh. Oh, God. That's the saddest sandwich I've ever heard of.
It was, as I was making it, I was thinking, like, there should be something else with this sandwich that I seem to be forgetting. And I was like, damn it, I forgot to buy cheese.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt that like, it was like ham and maybe like some lettuce and tomatoes. So
Yeah.
like there was literally anything else besides a single insert, some condiments, and bread.
So, like, was at least multiple pieces of ham or just like one
It
solid?
was multiple
Okay.
pieces of ham, like
Just-
3.
Okay.
just like one of the round Oscar Mayer ham, like
Yep.
just the worst ham ever. Just,
Bologna at that point.
yeah.
Yeah. Pass.
What have you eaten, Zach? You want
I
to
had
jump
a
in on
cheese-
the food train?
Cheesesteak.
Oh, yeah. How was that
It
place?
was pretty good. I liked it.
I'm always a fan of a big, good cheesesteak. So,
It's it was on Kipling, so it's a little bit of a drive,
Yeah.
but it's still good.
where on Kipling?
Like 30, somewhere between like 32nd and 38th.
Oh, sweet. That's
Yeah, it's not too far. It's a 15 or 16 minute drive. From
Sounds
my
like the
place.
Highlands.
Well, that's definitely
No.
Kipling
Kipling.
is like damn near
West
Colton.
of
that's
Wadsworth.
west side.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Calumet,
No.
which would be in
It
the
would,
Highlands.
yes.
Yes. But that is to and from my drive to work because I take 70 over to Kipling and then Kipling down to Colfax.
So you know where that Domino Academy is?
Yes.
It is in that area.
Oh, okay.
It's in that footing. There's a Domino Academy apparently.
Like pizza?
Yes.
Okay.
Domino's Pizza Academy.
It's where they send all of their people to become, certified pizza makers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kipling, also real shit traffic on Thursday and Fridays when I'm heading home.
I have no doubt.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the case for every major street in Denver. But
Kipling, I when I went to work at that Target over there, I would come from Kipling from Alameda. So
Okay. Well, there we go. There's your Denver food, traffic, and geography update.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a Mile High Game Guys episode without those 3 things.
it was cold, and now it's going to be real hot.
I know. We're finally going to break 90 degrees soon, I think.
Yep.
I think we got 290 once.
Did we?
but Yeah.
Because I know this was like the longest in like 10 years that we had went into the year without a 90-degree day.
Hell, it snowed. It's 2 feet at Steamboat Resort, and yeah.
A Basin is still open Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yeah.
Sweater Mike from formerly like friend of Heavy Cardboard.
Formerly friend of Heavy Card.
I don't think he's friend of Heavy Cardboard anymore.
I see.
He actually messaged me to see if I wanted to go snowboarding over the weekend. I was like,
Gotcha.
Keystone is 6% open right now. I'm sorry, not Keystone. A Basin is 6% open.
Yeah, it's not much, but there's still a little bit there.
Yeah, it looks like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will break 90 for us.
Gross.
And then you have like I think Houston at one point was like, it's 112 in the shade.
Yeah, well, that's Texas.
Yeah, I know.
And as we all know, Texas sucks.
Mhm.
Sorry, Boyd, not sorry.
I feel like he knows that.
I'm sure he
And
does.
he's there. He knows he sucks, and he knows he lives in Texas,
Yeah.
which also
Hey.
sucks.
He's on my team, so it's,
Yeah.
that's fine to make fun of him.
Um,
But I would like to. He sucks. There we go.
Okay, gotcha. You wanted to personally tell him
Yes.
he sucked. Gotcha.
I saw Toy Story 4.
Yes, you said it was good.
It was very good. Yes.
I heard it opened the most of all of them.
Yes, 118 million.
That's a lot.
It
That
is.
a good chunk of change.
I did not think they needed a fourth one after 3, and then
I
I
did
watched
not
this,
either.
and I was like, okay, well, they justified it. So, and I felt honestly, I liked it better than 3. So,
Really?
yes,
High praise.
I saw another article that Don Rickles still voices,
I saw that, and
he doesn't. He was dead before they recorded any voice for him for the fourth one. They had so much back catalog of Don Rickles,
from the other movies and then other shit too.
like theme parks
Yeah.
or video games or whatever, that they crafted his part in there with permission from his family. His family
Yeah.
came and asked if they could still put him in the movie because he was actually signed on for it
Right.
still. And they were like, sure.
I'll tell you, didn't know when I saw that article. I was like, really?
He was dead.
He was dead the entire time.
Just like Ernest.
Yeah,
But they replaced his.
they did. That
Voice
was
actor.
after. That was for 3. I think
He
they
died in
did that.
2000, so it was probably 2.
2 was 99.
Was it 99?
I don't even know which character either of those actors.
Slinky Dog,
Slinky Dog was Ernest.
and then Don Rickles was Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
Oh shit!
And then the like George's mom from Seinfeld is Mrs. Potato
Yes.
Yes.
Head.
Okay.
She's like,
I'll just tell you, Keanu
Keanu
Reeves does a great job in the movie.
I didn't know Keanu Reeves was in the movie.
I'll let you discover who. But at the end, both Paul and Allison were like, "Holy shit, that was Keanu Reeves!" And I was like, "Yes, it was.
Great.
It was great. Still continues to look amazing. So
Yeah.
people keep looking better, and toys keep looking like Bo Peep is in the movie." Super porcelain looking, and like every time
Okay.
she would hit something, it would make like the porcelain noise when you,
All right. Ceramic.
yeah, and it
Little
was
tink.
Yep, it was great.
I started watching a video about like comparing where it's come from where it was, and they showed a picture of whatever that creepy next door neighbor.
Sid.
Oh, Sid's dog.
Sid's dog.
Yeah.
Sid's
Oh.
dog looks real rough. If we
No.
go back and look.
Luckily, I had seen enough of 1 and 2 that I didn't feel like rewatching those.
Yeah.
I just wanted to rewatch 3 because I think I'd only seen it once. But even like I could notice the difference between 3 and 4. But then I watched that video that you were talking about,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Sid's-
oh boy,
Sid's dog looks like a basketball.
it is rough.
I mean, Sid looked pretty rough.
Yes,
I mean, it was, 94?
it was the first
96?
full length CGI, and apparently,
I really liked the pitch. So I've been watching
Yes.
a lot of pitch meeting,
Yes.
and they have the pitch meeting for one of those.
Oh,
And he's like, "Oh, you have an animated movie to pitch to me?" He's like, "Yeah. Our CGI is so bad that humans look real wooden and toy-like. So we're not going to do a movie about humans. We're going to do a movie about toys."
yeah, but yeah. Can we just not have humans in this? Well, it's about toys that humans have, so we're gonna have to have them a little bit in there. He's like, all right, I just want to let you know they will be the stuff of nightmares. You're like, that's fine. But I mean, that was 25 years ago when that one came
Yeah.
out.
Jesus.
And apparently, if they tried to render that movie now, it would take longer to watch the movie than to render it.
Yeah, that sounds right. And it probably took like a months to
Oh, yeah,
render
yeah.
it way back when.
No, 100%. And yeah, it's crazy that all that shit actually happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like in what was it? Toy Story 2. They almost lost the movie, or they lost the movie
No,
at one
they
point.
straight up did,
Yes,
yeah.
And then someone had a backup copy.
Somebody had
She was on maternity leave and was
Yeah.
working from home or something. And
Yeah.
she just had she had the only copy left.
yeah,
Yeah. There
Or
was
at least
something.
there was a backup, but they would have lost like a lot of progress. or something
exactly.
like
Yeah,
that.
There was something else I saw recently about something where the original copy was lost. That was like mind blowing.
Of Toy Story 1?
No, I don't know if it was about Toy Story, but it something where like the original. It was a movie. It was definitely a movie. Like they lost all of the.
There are many, many old like silent film era movies that are lost
like
to time.
Metropolis. Like they for the longest time they didn't have like the original or the original version of it, and eventually they found it.
There's some early Charlie Chaplin stuff
Yep.
that's gone.
It was something much more recent than that. It was something you would think they would have.
okay.
There's a lot of Doctor Who that's gone. Because apparently then they would just be like, all right, we aired it. Now let's just use that tape for something else.
Let's re-record over that shit. We can't afford to buy another tape.
Yeah. Well, and also it's like no one's ever going to see it again. So
because it's TV. You watch it once and it's just gone forever.
Exactly.
No one's going to want to watch this crap in the future.
Yeah.
Little did they know.
Yeah. If Back to the Future taught me anything, it's what are reruns?
90% of American films before 1929 are just gone.
Yep.
That is crazy.
No, I mean, what,
They didn't, like, this movie was like 3 minutes. It's like, of course they're going to lose it. There was one copy.
Yep.
And like 3 people died making it.
Anyway.
So I saw Toy Story. I'm seeing Child's Play tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know if you saw any.
When are you watching it?
Tomorrow at like 4:30.
Damn it.
But I don't know if you saw any of like the marketing thing they had it where they'd always have like a Toy Story picture.
I did.
And then the Child's Play next to it where
it was like killing one of the toys or something.
Yeah. I found out that so MGM owns the rights for Child's Play, but Universal owns the rights for Child's Play 2 on.
And it's been the like same writer throughout the whole series too.
So those people are not doing this. They're actually doing the Chucky TV show whenever that's going to happen.
Great.
Yeah. These are the people doing it are not them.
Okay.
But it's like they can't call them good guys, because that would like there's a lot of stuff they can't do in this movie because it's shit that's like just in other movies. Like any kill they do in this upcoming remake can't be a reference to another kill in a future movie.
So they can't reference anything that happened except basically the first movie.
More or less, yeah. Or just do their own thing. Which, I mean, they're doing their own thing because it's about an AI doll gone rogue versus voodoo. So
the story I heard of why the doll is evil is like some dude in a terrible Vietnamese factory gets fired and then he just makes the doll evil.
I guess, yeah.
For
I don't know.
revenge.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is going to be the voice, so I'm good with that.
Great.
Yep. We'll see.
Have I talked about Mandy? Did I talk about Mandy last week?
You did. You did.
Mandy continues to...
It's a fucking nightmare.
I keep thinking about it. It's so good. I had gone back and read old reviews of it, and it was... People were comparing it to a modern setting Conan the Barbarian. Sort of that weird sword and sorcery fighting cultists sort of thing.
Sure.
So
I mean,
it has
Christ, it's something.
It has to do a lot with the animation and some of those cuts and stuff they make. And then like the weird planets in the sky. Very heavy metal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing because I've just been working otherwise. So
Yeah. Decent amount of work for me. But
I had jury duty.
You did or do?
I showed up for jury duty.
How'd that go?
I was there for way too many hours.
And then they were like, we don't need you, go home?
Yep.
Nice.
Now I don't have to do jury duty.
For another 2 years.
Or at least till the end of the year. Till next year.
I think you end up being...
I mean, the phone call said till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till next year or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Some dude has to record a phone call every single day for jury duty.
Yeah.
And say numbers into a phone for people to listen to.
Yeah. Definitely glad I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, because the time I got notified about it, it was like a month after I moved to Arvada. So I was like, well, I don't live there anymore, so...
Suck it.
Yep.
I went 2 or 3 times, but I don't mind. Civic duty. Hooray.
Well, yes, obviously, but still.
I left it down because fuck parking down there.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad.
And on multiple times on the phone, they're like, don't drive. Don't try and park. If you do, get here at like 5 in the morning because all the spots are gone immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some sort of nightmare.
Where'd you have to go to?
The L1 Lafayette or Langbler one. I don't know.
Okay. I think I know which one you're talking about.
The one downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Starts with an L.
Well, this has gotten boring quickly, I'm sure, for our listeners.
Much like jury duty.
Yeah.
You get to experience what I experienced, except only in mere minutes instead of 4.5 hours.
You just bring your Switch and be like,
You cannot bring that into anywhere that they have.
Really?
No, you can't have your phone. You can't have any electronic devices. You can't
I
have
had my
anything.
phone on every single one of the jury duties. Like, I never had to go into the actual courtrooms.
Yeah.
But did you get called to an actual courtroom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never been called to a courtroom.
Yeah.
I just go sit in the big main jury selection pool.
And then
And
nothing.
they call a bunch of people for a while, and then they're like, all right, you can all leave.
And then nothing happened, and then we were all sent home.
Okay.
Someone made a deal somewhere, is what happened.
Yep.
that's usually what happens, yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really boring.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I should have brought a book.
Yes, books are good.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of books, let's move on to board games.
That's not.
They both start with B.
No, I'm not going to allow that one. You got to
No.
give us something else. We need another transition besides that, Adrian. I'm not going to allow it. Come on.
There's no good transition.
No, well,
All right, enough about that. Let's talk about board games.
There you go,
Is
that's
that a better transition?
That's way better than
That's way
what
better.
garbage that you just spewed from your mouth.
yeah, and I wasn't asking that in an editorial capacity because this entire thing will be in there. I just want.
Just trying to make it fun for people to listen to.
Well, it was not. Jeff and I were both listening, and I think we can agree.
Yeah. We heard it here first, folks.
Anyway, let's talk about what we've been playing. So I played this Looney game. What was it, Zach?
Looney Quest.
Looney Quest. That was the only thing I've really gotten to play other than the review game, which we'll talk about on Friday. But so in Looney Quest, it is a drawing game that's hard to explain. So you end up with you have a picture that gets placed in the center of the board, and it's got different symbols on it, like little stars and little bad guys and little like pillars. And then you get a whiteboard and then a clear sheet of like dry erase, laminate and a dry erase marker. And each picture, there's a bunch of them, and they have requirements on the bottom. Like, for every star you get this. Like, here's the kind of thing you have to draw. It'll be like you have to draw you can draw 3 individual lines, 1 continuous line. You trying to do 3 circles. But you're looking at the picture and then just trying to draw it on your whiteboard with no reference. And everybody does this at the same time. There's a 30-second sand timer. And so everybody does their drawing, and then you go around and you take turns placing your clear sheet over the picture to see what things you got and what things you didn't. Like, did you succeed in circling all of the flowers? Or, did you avoid the bomb when you drew your crazy squiggly line? And it plays out, there's basically multiple scenarios that are like 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and 3-4.
And then there's like bosses or something.
Yeah, and so it culminated in a boss fight where it was like if you touch the ground at all, you die. Just you're dead. Which ended up letting Wes win. So it was Zach, myself, Mike Jones, and Wes, and it was pretty close. I was solidly last, but
Well, I knew I wasn't going to win once somebody gave me that mosquito for the very last boss.
yeah.
And that's where you have to balance a token on top of your marker while you're drawing.
If it falls off, you have to stop drawing and rebalance the token on the back
It
of
was
your marker.
super bullshit.
I'm sure.
It's the most so you can earn. There's little big stars that if you hit them with your line or circle them or whatever, you earn them, and they're like little tokens. You draw a random token, and sometimes they're like benefits for you, and sometimes they're punishments for other people. So there's like the mosquito that you for one round, the next round they have to balance it on their pen, or there's one that's like
Banana.
a banana that you toss it onto their board, and wherever it is, they just have to draw around it. So if you toss it in the right spot, you can really fuck their drawing.
Okay.
Things like that. It was really silly, but I really liked it. There's no strategy really. It's basically a bullshit dexterity game, but it's a bullshit drawing game, and it was just weirdly fun. Even though I came in, like I said, solidly last.
Well, you tied for second.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, because we all lost.
Yeah, exactly.
No, because we just all lost in the
we all
last.
died.
We all died.
So
But I think that just means we die in that mission, so we get no points for that mission.
I don't know. I feel like that was the last mission, so I feel like us dying is like, well, that's it.
That wasn't how I interpreted it.
Well,
I thought Wes just won because he was the only one who didn't die. Therefore, he got points, and it was a close enough game that
no.
anyone who got points was going to win.
oh, I don't know.
Because it wasn't that far of a spread.
I just assumed that Wes won because he didn't die.
Oh.
Anyway, I liked it as well.
It was 2015 Spiel DR recommended.
Okay, nice. It was definitely quick, which was
Yes.
nice, and I think it plays up to 5 players. I think.
Yeah.
It had an interesting but annoying like score tracker because it was like part of the insert. Like you had these little
Like stand-up tokens.
basically like cardboard sticks that you would stick on the side, and it would sort of track it.
They had little notches for each. It's like 1, 2, 3, all the way around, which is really great until people were tied, and then they didn't fit in the notches together.
Aha.
And since Mike wanted to have it angled, it just caused them to fall down.
Yeah.
Great.
So I think normally you wouldn't have it angled, in which case it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, it might work better. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Nothing like super blew my hair back. I wasn't like not dying to get out and buy myself a copy.
It's more of a family game as well.
Yeah, but it's a fun little silly one to play, like kind of what we did, like right at the tail end of game night as you're finishing your last beer and you want to play a game that's 4 30-second rounds with a little bit of scoring and stuff in between.
Yeah.
Some of the iconography could have been better. Like we definitely were referencing BGG in the rule book a bit to try and understand exactly what we could draw to try and complete certain missions. But other than that, it was fairly straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I played. Zach, what about you? What'd you play?
I played that. I played a bad game of Hanabi.
I believe you said the worst game of Hanabi.
Yeah. Well, basically, it was just two people that weren't great at it, and then one person that I felt was a little bit tried to meta game it too much.
Okay,
use a nice term, and so I was glad when it just ended. And then so about that, played the review game, and then the other thing that I played, we'll talk about after Jeff talks about his games.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, what'd you play?
I played Cabo. Before we played.
You don't say.
Yeah, I still love Cabo. I'm looking forward to Silver. I should actually look at pre-ordering that at this point. My best game of Cabo ever. We ended with me at a hot 34 to 60 something, 90 something, and 112. And I don't think I hit more than 14 after the first 3 rounds. I just got real lucky with cards. I did a couple strategic Cabos to where, especially at the end, because it was only the second round, and I called Cabo. I knew what 3 of my cards were, and it was a 1, a 1, and a 2. Even if I had a 13 in there, plus 10 for not having the lowest, that I was still going to be under the next lowest person, most likely, because even if they got 0, which you can't after 2 rounds, I still would have won. And someone in there would probably have gotten over the 100.
Gotcha.
So I just was like, Cabo. I was with Lance, and Wendy and Allison. I still enjoy Cabo.
I still want to try Cabo.
Yeah. A lot of drawing.
Yeah.
But not the Looney Quest drawing.
No.
No.
Drawing cards.
Yes.
Zach?
Yeah.
You and Jeff played something else?
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised Jeff didn't just lead into it.
I know. Before, because I'm assuming this is Kingdom Death.
I mean, you would assume, right?
Correct.
Okay. Before that, I do want to mention I went to a wedding on Friday. I forgot to talk about that at all during the banter thing earlier. It was fun. Had a good time. It was my first time going to an LGBT wedding. It was our friends Allison and Clue. They got married. It was
they
super
are
great.
on MHDD, correct?
Yes, they are the 2 women on MHDD, the Dungeon Delvers. But I got to go to their wedding. It was a really nice wedding, aside from all of the rain and hail. And it was supposed to be an outdoor wedding, and still kind of was. The ceremony was outside. It was like, all right, we're watching the radar. There's a break. Everybody run outside, dry off the seats. Quick, let's do a ceremony and back inside. So it was all really good. But the thing I wanted to mention relating to board games and what we've been playing, I didn't get a chance to play it because right as we were about to, it was time to run out there in the rain and do the ceremony. But they had made custom love letter decks for each other that featured the guards were on both decks. The guards were 5 different pictures of their dog Sydney, and then it was pictures of their parents and brothers and sisters and best friends, and then the princess in each deck was each of them.
Neat.
It was really cool.
Nice.
Really high quality, really well done. Whoever did those did a great job, because it was the border and framing and everything from Love Letter. It was just the picture was swapped with an actual real picture. So whoever worked on those did an excellent job.
Nice.
All right, on to Kingdom Death Monster.
So how would you rate this experience, this time of our campaigns?
It went better.
Yeah. It went better in the classic way that our campaigns get better.
Yes. But to start with, we had a conversation about, do we continue on with this one, or do we trash it again and start over again? And we had hit a point where with our returning settlement event, we couldn't bring out, no, that was the next year.
Yeah.
But we ended up having to knock our population up. So we had a lot of intimacy events to make more people. And during one of those, both of the parents just sort of are we can't go out hunting next year.
Yep.
So that turned us from like five
people to three being able to actually go out and hunt.
And if you don't want a 3v1 any monster, you need 4.
Yeah, and so we were just like, all right, well, this campaign is now done.
Unless we could get an extra person.
Yeah.
Which we did. Yeah, because we didn't retire that one. We ended up getting another person.
Oh yeah, we
kept intimacying, and then we ended up getting another person.
Yep.
Barely.
So
we had like a total of 6 population.
Yeah.
And went out to hunt. The hunt went much better.
It did.
We had, a little bit of gear. And we, on our way back, and it's only like year 3 or something like that.
It was year 4.
Year 4. So we fought the first Nemesis encounter of the new campaign.
Yes.
Which is the Tyrant.
Yep. So spoilers on that.
On the People of the Stars campaign.
Yes.
He is the dude that's in the middle of our encampment.
Yep.
Instead of the Lantern Horde, it's just this dude. And we're trying to please him with making ourselves more constellation-y or something.
Basically, we're trying to make superheroes.
Yeah.
So.
And the fight is interesting because he's not really trying to womp you the whole time. He does do a lot of damage and things like that. He was probably the hardest level 1 Nemesis I can think of, especially, compared to the Butcher.
Yeah.
Compared to the Butcher, he is much harder because he can fucking nuke you.
Yes.
Almost literally.
Yeah.
Like 5 speed, 5 damage, hitting on a 5+.
Well, it was like a mood that came out or something that came out, and then on the next turn, he would target a random survivor and just do 5 speed, 5 pluses or 6 pluses, and then 5 damage for any that hit.
Yeah. So they had a 50-50 to hit.
Yeah.
But if they hit, they were going to fuck you up.
And I remember my character got that, and 3 of the dice that rolled were hits. No, 4 were, but
one was a foot.
One was a foot, and the other 3 were chests. So
you took 15 to the chest.
Yeah.
You didn't take 20 of the chest that I had in that previous campaign.
Nope, and it just gave me like a collapsed lung. So it was.
You took like a bleeding token,
and a like a minus movement token or something,
which goes away at the end.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, this is so much better.
Yeah, who cares?
And what I found somewhat thematically annoying was a lot of his cards are like he does like a test for you, and it's like if you are able to succeed and wound him, he is like happy, and so he'll like. Sort of like come up and like scratch you, and you get like strength, but then also some bad stuff too, like a scar.
You get the scar constellation trait.
Yes, and then you're like knocked down, but you get stuff for completing those tests. And I was just like, man, I took 15 damage to the chest, and I was fine. Can't that warrant anything?
Nope. So we ended up beating the Tyrant.
Yep.
I think I died.
No.
Maybe this was later. That we finally lost another person. Mm-hmm. So we all survived that. And then on our way back from fighting the guy that's in the center of our settlement, Clinging Mists happens.
Yep.
If anyone doesn't remember what Clinging Mist does, you roll on a table, you check on that table, and either bad things or okay things can happen depending on your choice. You can have to go out and hunt again, or everyone just doesn't come back from that and skips next hunt.
Yeah.
Or you have to go on another hunt immediately, or you just wander off into a new settlement and start a whole new campaign all over again with all of your current heroes.
Yeah.
Guess what we got again, Adrian?
No idea.
We got the
restart campaign
again.
Really?
Yeah. We were only in year 4 at this point, but we really needed that because we didn't have a lot of gear. We basically still had bone weapons and not even full sets of armor. So we were nowhere near as powerful as we were before.
That's very true.
But it did give us the advantage of starting over in a new population base. Mm-hmm. So we had our 4 that got added to another like 6. So we ended up growing another like 4 people out of that.
So you guys are going to stomp again all the way to the end.
No.
And then get crushed.
No, we are nowhere near, like I had just said, we are nowhere near as powerful as we were when we started.
Nowhere near, but you're still significantly more powerful.
We have one piece of armor each and a weapon.
Okay.
Before we had full armor sets and full weapons.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, each.
And like characters that had like
I didn't realize you were that far along the first time that happened.
It was like year 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
But this was year 4.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was like year 5 or 6 the last time.
No.
So you're like, we're a couple of years less powerful.
No. But in classic fashion for us, it's like we were able to struggle long enough that like, all right, the game's like, okay, all right, now you can start again with those new characters, and now you can do a real campaign.
Yeah, because it was just over and over again of just getting really unlucky or wiping, and losing so much population so early is crippling.
Yes.
So then we went on another hunt. We've been fighting a lot of lions, a lot of level 1 lions. Still not the easiest things to kill.
So do you just decide what you go fight?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have like quarry lists you can choose from. As you get higher up, you can choose to fight more and more crazy monsters.
So could you just spend like 10 lantern years just fighting lions?
Yes,
you could spend your entire time fighting level 1 lions when you're not fighting like Nemesis, because those are like specifically you have to go fight these guys.
Okay.
But yeah. But you don't want to do that because you want to actually gain stuff and get better gear. So you have to go fight the harder guys to get the better stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to fight like level 3 things to get some of the better items that they can make, period.
Yeah.
And then also the lion only makes the lion stuff. You need to fight the antelope to build the antelope stuff, or the phoenix to build the phoenix stuff. But the expansion that Paul had gotten early, I guess he got all of them, but the one that he had built and painted first was the Gorm, which actually adds another level 1 quarry into the list. So you're not just having to fight lions, but the Gorm is fairly difficult for a level 1. Or at least
it's the worst, but the worst thing for level 1 is just his Gorm climate. That's the most annoying thing.
Yeah, so like every year we have a chance to lose like all the resources in the camp or an innovation, which is a technology.
Gross.
If we roll bad on a table.
Don't do that then.
Yeah, which happened in our previous campaign quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we got lucky with our innovation in this one. We got drums, which leads to music, which leads to Song of the Brave, which we just need to go and kill a Gorm with Song of the Brave, and then the Gorm climate will cease.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Yeah. And so we're using this this campaign to try out different things. So we're not going to we're not going to do the spear and the shield mastery like we did last time. Like I'm doing guitars. Paul's doing swords.
I'm gonna try axe.
Yeah, and then we're still gonna have a bow guy, but I don't know what else he's gonna do.
Yeah,
too.
Thursby's gonna be the bow guy instead of Paul being the bow guy.
Yep.
During one fight, Thursby got a disorder that means he has to move every turn, no matter what. And bows, you can't move and shoot. So that it also doesn't mean he can't shoot and then just not move because you have to use both your activations to fire the bow. It means he literally just can't use the bow anymore because
unless you dash, basically,
which we don't have.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it's not good for him.
So we're not going to bring out that guy anymore. I did have a really nice. So one of our original survivors, Dr. Guy.
Yep.
From our old settlement that came to the new one, he got real roughed up in.
Technically, she.
I was definitely using a dude model for it the whole time.
Oh, were you? That's right.
Yeah. Anyway. She, whatever they want to be, because you can change it, can't you?
I mean, technically in the app you can, but that's more of a
gotcha,
an app-based thing.
Yeah,
yeah. Because then otherwise, if you ran out of like we had one.
Oh, that's true.
The previous campaign, we only had one male left, and it was like if he died during the childbirth thing, then we're screwed.
Literally,
yeah.
Intimacy is a whole thing in this game.
Yeah, it is.
But I ended up getting destroyed genitals, which means can't reproduce anymore.
Oh yes, that's right. Because the lion was coming after you, and you were already
the tyrant.
The tyrant was coming after you, and we were like, all right, well, Jeff's character's screwed up, but that's fine. We can at least use you for intimacy, and then
because I couldn't use any more fighting arts and a whole bunch of other bad stuff, and I was blinded.
Yeah. And then he did a heavy wound
to the waist,
and I was like, oh god, it's gonna be destroyed genitals. He rolled a 6, destroyed genitals.
Because one of the hooks of this campaign is when you do intimacy, if you roll like a 6 or a 7 on the intimacy table, when you have the survival of the fittest as raising your children, you get to take some of the parents' like dragon's inheritance to them, which that character had a bunch.
Yeah.
So it was, and fighting, like 2 good fighting arts. And you can take 2 from that table on a 6 or 7. So we wanted to breed this person to just give a bunch of people a bunch of really good fighting arts to start with.
Yep.
Thankfully, the Dragon's Throne, which replaces the Lantern Horde as one of the buildings in your area, you can go up where the tyrant sits in the middle of your
And
settlement
basically try and talk to him.
and roll a d10.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he just cuts your head off and throws you down or he makes you blind,
Yep.
or he can fix your destroyed genitals,
Which
which is exactly what he did.
yes, yes, it is.
So breed we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's about where we left it.
More or less, yeah. We have to fight the tyrant again next year, I think.
Yeah. And on one of the fights we came back from, all 4 that came back had to skip the next hunt.
Yeah.
Which
It
sucks.
super sucked because it was year 1.
Yeah.
So we went out to go fight the first lion, and it's like, all right, now we have XP, and then and we're like, God damn it.
Yeah. And so now we had to take out a whole bunch of all brand new
Yep.
people, and that's where I had someone die.
Yeah.
Which whatever, they were just brand new, whatever nameless Joe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And our rolls so far for survival of the fittest have been good. It hasn't screwed us over yet.
Yeah.
And I say yet because it will at some point.
It will inevitably. The 2 or 3 on the table is less bad than the original table.
Yeah, because now the woman only dies on a 1.
The man woman, they
Yeah.
both die on a 1.
Yep.
And it's just the woman gets cannot breed anymore on
Yes.
a 2 or a 3.
Yep.
Which is much better
It is.
than dying.
Yeah.
Because you were dying on a 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Having someone die.
Not great.
Not great.
But yeah, it's been going well.
Yeah.
On that, so
Nice.
Gonna play again Sunday
yep. And then that'll be it before Gen Con.
until after Gen
Yeah.
Con.
Right on.
Which hopefully we'll get some news about the campaigns of death and the Gambler's Box and some of the new 1.5 Kickstarter stuff. Hopefully getting closer,
Yeah, definitely.
because that'll add a lot of really cool content.
Well, on that note, let's jump over into our
Bloody Minute. Just some playoff news. Paul's out. Ant's out. Why are you breathing into the mic? Shh. The Bloody Minute is happening. Paul lost his game on one of the diciest bullshit games that I've ever heard of. He had 6 triple skulls, which is a 1 out of 36. Happened during his game. His opponent only had 2. His opponent is playing Khemri, which are sort of like an Egyptian undead. And he only had 3 of his 4 possible big guys, because 1 was missed next game. Paul ended up losing his Crocs to a throw a rock, which is a random 1 out of 11 of his players on the pitch. I'm not sure how many were on there at the time, but randomly chosen of his players on the pitch. It just so happened to hit his Crocs, and then you just do a straight up injury roll. No armor. It's just 2 through 12, stun, KO, casualty, and he was casualtied off the pitch. So he lost his Crocs, and then just like a fucking skeleton on the other dude's team got hit by the rock, and who cares? I think Paul had like 5 dudes on the pitch at one point against him. The Tomb Guardian player, or the Khemri player, plays with 16 players on his team, on his roster. Normally, like, it's like a 12, maybe a 13 if you want to be like a big fouler. This dude was a massive fouler, so he can lose 5 players without being down on the pitch.
Damn.
To getting banned. And he was apparently just like knocking all of Paul's dudes off with just like a 1 assist foul and things like that. So Paul lost in overtime, so he will not be going into the semifinals. Other areas of the playoffs, we've got Nurgle and Khemri now in the second round, and I believe it was Dark Elf on Dark Elf, which ended up being one of the Dark Elf teams won, and it'll be either Dark Elf, Nurgle, or Khemri going into the finals facing each other. Well, Dark Elf versus Khemri or Nurgle in the final.
Gotcha.
And Phil is playing Nurgle, who, if anyone has been paying attention to finals in the world of Kill, it has either been Phil or Ant winning the final every single year.
And it can't be Ant this year, so
Nope, it's not going to be Ant, so it's probably
a
gonna
team
be Phil. Season 2
Yep.
Nurgle team.
Great.
Yep. But I mean, the Dark Elves are ultra bullshit. He got leap and plus edge on a fucking blitzer that's already like move 7 blodge.
Jesus, yeah.
So he's leaping on like a 2+ into tackle zones and just being like, burp, whatever. I'll just casual 3+, 2+, pick up that ball. Yeah. But next week I will have a match, postseason match. Me and Thursby of Kingdom Death fame will be playing Halflings on Lizardmen.
Right on.
Get to punch some of those fucking halflings right into the ground.
Fucking halflings.
Fucking halflings. He wasn't going to bring the team back, but I guess he is now, so he's going to play some postseasons.
Okay.
And I missed all of my preseasons because I was busy with a broken, shattered leg.
Aw.
Yeah. So I'm also 2 games short than like everyone else
Gotcha.
because I played no preseason.
Cool. Well, we'll look to an update for that next week.
Yeah. Semifinal, Nurgle, Khemri, and then the full-on championship. And actually, I'm going to be playing some Blood Bowl. Ooh.
Woo.
As you were saying, Adrian?
So now that all of what we've been playing is done, we can calmly take a couple steps over here and jump in the look back machine to look back at the last 7 games that we reviewed in our first year.
8 games.
Sure.
That's 8.
It is 8.
It is, you're technically.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Even non-technically correct.
I mean,
it's just pretty much 100% correct top to bottom. It's definitely not 7, and it's not 9.
I mean, it could arguably be 5. It's 5 reviews.
5
just because
reviews,
it had
but
8 games.
But 8 games.
You said games.
Yeah, you did say games.
Starting with your favorite game.
Yes. So starting with my number 1 game of all time, it was way back in May 10th of 2017. Of 2017. A little over 2 years ago that we reviewed Food Chain Magnate.
I saw it was on sale today for $90.
Yep. I got it for $80 back when I got my copy.
Yeah.
Which is a steal.
$140 MSRP.
Yeah. I've played Food Chain a bunch since doing that review. I've played it online, which I hate and I'm bad at, and I only end up with $7 occasionally.
At least it wasn't 0.
True. I have not gone completely bankrupt in Food Chain yet. I've played it at Heavy Cons. I've played it outside of Heavy Cons. I'm supposed to play it with Richard again sometime. Wes has said he's interested. I really just I have no good excuse to not be playing it even more, other than there's also other really good games that I also want to play.
And you're not. You have to look outside of me and Jeff to go find.
Yes.
So
yeah. Zach and I would play it together, just not with you.
I have no doubt of that. There was recently a Heavy Cardboard stream of the ketchup mechanic and other things or other expansions, or I don't remember how they named it.
Poorly.
That's
the way they name all their things.
Yes.
What was it? And it's like $75 for that expansion?
Oh no, it's like $100.
It's like $100 for that expansion?
So. I think it's but apparently
that puts that Inish expansion a little bit more into context.
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, apparently there are more things in the expansion than were in the base game.
I've heard that it adds a lot to it.
Yeah,
so.
and based on the Heavy Cardboard stream, I didn't watch it, but people who did watch it said it actually looks like it's a really fucking good expansion, which I'm excited for because that means I just have to get that, and then I can get Food Chain on again as another review in the future. I can make you guys play it some more.
As long as we don't have to play it with you or Paul.
I mean, half of that's right.
I would rather not review it than play it with you or Paul ever again.
You don't have to play it with Paul.
I feel like you're only hearing half of what he's saying.
That game is just so hard for people that don't play it regularly that like I may as well not play that game, and have the same amount of enjoyment.
But yeah, I still really like Food Chain. I wish I got to play it more than I do.
But you do have a regular group that plays it regularly enough to make a challenging game out of it, which a lot of people don't have.
Correct. I mean, it's not that hard of a game. Just convincing people to actually play it is the hardest part about that game. I assume you guys haven't played Food Chain since we reviewed it.
Oh, no.
No.
I think there was at least one time that you were around, Zach, when I was playing it, and you scoffed for a little bit and then left. It's because I was playing it at Richard's house, and you live there.
Yeah.
And so you scoffed for a bit, and then we're like, I'm just going to go downstairs to
100%.
my apartment.
Yes.
Next up in the Look Back machine, coming from May 17th, 2017, we have Blood Rage. So from way high on my list to way low on my list.
Have any of us played it since we reviewed it?
No, and I think part of it is because I feel like I'd still rather just play Rising Sun.
Okay.
But I don't know. I still have my copy.
Yeah.
It hasn't moved into that thinking about getting rid of it pile yet. And I could be convinced to play it, but I think I'd rather just go. I feel like I would rather just play Rising Sun more often than not.
I honestly do not even remember reviewing Blood Rage, so I don't remember how I felt about Blood Rage in the review. And I don't remember if my last time playing it, which I believe was at Mr. Beacon.
Yes.
I don't know if that was before or after the review. I feel like it was after the review, and I liked it even less after that than I had before. So
some drafting specific card combo issues have come to light in the meta since we reviewed it, I believe.
Yeah.
And
it's real broke.
Yeah.
Loki strat.
You have to be cognizant of that.
Yes.
And you can't.
But it works real well if people don't know what that is.
Exactly. Yes. No, 100%. Yeah.
Much like Food Chain.
Yeah, but food chain is not because of broken strategies.
But if you don't understand the strategy, then you're not.
If you don't have any strategy, then you're going to struggle.
Well, if you don't know what the strategies are.
I mean, the strategies extend for like 3 rounds, and then there's not strategies.
And then there's the people that are going to win, and then there's people that are going to lose.
Now, Food Chain's one of those games where you due to your placement, you've already lost right when you start the game.
Correct.
That is also distinctly not true.
Disagree.
But much like Blood Rage, your placement is everything.
Placement is important. You can lose from your placement, but the winner has not been immediately decided after everybody's placed.
I didn't say you win by placement. I say you can lose by placement.
You can, but that's true in so many games.
I didn't say
if
it was
you objectively make a bad placement decision.
I didn't say it was solely Food Chain.
You said it in a very derisive manner that indicated it was a specific downside to Food Chain.
I mean, I would agree that it is, but not just solely Food Chain.
Well, then don't ever let players have a choice of where to place things. Give 4 or 5 starting positions, and you choose one of the 5 starting positions that are all perfectly balanced and nice and tidy.
No.
I mean, otherwise there are objectively better and bad and worse things, and you can lose from a bad placement. I think that is, of all the complaints I can see for Food Chain, that is far, far from one that I consider even remotely valid.
I consider it remotely valid.
But also, I don't care enough to keep talking about it. So
No.
just go ahead.
So on to the next thing, because we're done with Blood Rage 2.
They came out with an
unless
app.
you guys have anything else for Blood Rage.
That's the only thing that's really happened with Blood Rage since we reviewed Blood Rage.
Yeah.
They have an app.
Oh, and then they did the app with the sort of Kickstarter exclusive stuff that they did.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I forgot they did a Kickstarter for the app.
Yep.
Just like Small World 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, it let a lot of people get those Kickstarter exclusive stuff from the first one,
and I'm sure there was
new sculpts of them. So
yeah, they weren't this. They did the same thing in the game.
They played the game. They played the same, but they were just aesthetically different.
Yes, it was a different wolf.
Yes,
not the same wolf.
It wasn't Fenrir. It was a different one, or it was just
the sculpts were the same. They just had different names.
No different sculpts.
Yeah.
Wow.
That way, their Kickstarter exclusive stamp would be pristine for the second one.
Yep.
And I'm sure there was still many huffy people about there. How dare you give away my stupid troll thing? Or the Fenris one is the only one that's actually new, cool, and different, though.
Yeah.
Moving on. On May 24th, we did a secret information hidden trader social deduction episode featuring Werewolf, The Resistance, and Secret Hitler. That is the order that I still prefer to play those games.
Yeah, I think Resistance has fallen off.
Yes.
Entirely.
Thankfully, so has Secret Hitler. I haven't seen Secret Hitler played in a long time either.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Werewolf played in a while either. It had a brief resurgence for 3 weeks and then kind of petered out. I still, in theory, like Werewolf. Werewolf got poisoned in our group by a lot of the meta of just murdering certain people, or you could tell immediately if Cupid was somebody who was regular to the group based on who ended up as the lovers, little things like that.
Mm-hmm. We're Doomed has now replaced all of these.
I don't know about that. We'll see. We've only played it the one time, the one thing, so I don't know. I feel like a decent amount of people will be like, I have now played it and I am now done with the game.
Yeah.
Like Megan, like Adrian.
But it seems like those kind of games just... I've seen some coup floating around recently.
Yeah, coup still comes every once in a while. So.
I throw coup in my bag pretty regularly.
But I don't think I've seen any of these in quite some time.
I've seen people have requested Werewolf, and I'll bring it, and then it doesn't get played.
Yeah.
So
the Secret Hitler people are making that human robot interview sort of game.
Yeah.
We did
that actually
Kickstarter.
sounds vaguely interesting.
Yeah, I backed it. So we'll see what that ends up being.
Cool.
Yeah. It was $25, $30.
Yeah.
Probably worth that.
Sure. And the last thing we reviewed in May of 2017, on the 31st, we reviewed Legendary Encounters Alien versus Predator. So we reviewed the Alien game and then the Predator game separately, not like we reviewed the combined Alien versus Predator version. I think we talked about it a little bit.
We talked about between the two, which one we liked, what we liked better, and certain ones and other ones.
But we never played with the little booster that makes it actually Alien versus Predator.
No.
I have not played Predator since the review. I have it. My copy is still in shrink up in my shelf, actually. I gave my brother Alien because him and my mom, I played it with them during a Geekaway trip, and they both really liked it, so I just left it for them. I'm sure it's gathered dust somewhere in the house.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I mean, it's gathering dust in mine, too, so...
Yeah. I still really like Alien. I've played that a few times. Well, probably more than a few times since the review.
Maybe I played it once, maybe?
I think I probably played it 4 or 5 times in the last 2 years.
And the expansion 0 times?
I like the expansion.
Does a player control the queen? Or is it just
there's a player-controlled queen, but it also just adds 2 game-specific scenarios that aren't based on the movies.
Okay.
And then it adds just more like drones and stuff like that. I liked it.
In case the game was too easy.
Yeah, right. I know there's still another expansion coming at some point for Covenant.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that fairly vaguely recently.
Yeah, but it's just I have thinned down my game bag a lot, especially because I usually bring it, I drive after usually, so I don't want to take up too much space in the trunk. And that game, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Especially
yours is all sleeved and it's Alien and Predator in the same box?
No, I couldn't do that anymore. Okay. So it's just the Predator cards are all in the Alien expansion box. And then the Alien and expansion cards are in the Predator box.
Okay.
So it's usually I just don't have time to bring it to, and I don't know.
Fairly long game.
It's fairly long, which I tend to not want to do long games at game night. So
yeah,
but I still would play it. Still like it. Still one of my favorite deck builders.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite deck builders. And then moving on, the last game we reviewed in our first year, June 7th, 2017, Yokohama.
Back when we did reviews in the same episode as everything else.
Yeah. I was in there squashed onto the end.
And lasted about as long as this episode. With both.
Yes.
Somehow. Amazingly enough.
We've just learned to talk more.
Correct. We've gotten more comfortable on mics.
Yeah, and so instead of being more concise, we are less.
Yeah.
I think we just cover more things. We're more in depth.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Anyway, Yokohama. I have not played since the review. I have a copy, but only because we got the review copy, and then Zach went out and bought the deluxe copy, and so I was like, well, I guess I'll keep the review copy, because sure.
Yeah. I've been meaning to try and get this played again. I wanted to get it played before we talked about it again.
We delayed the look back a whole week.
Yep. But didn't do it because then we decided to go to Then I fully decided to go to Gen Con, and I was like, well, I don't have time to play Yokohama now.
Yeah.
But I still like it. Boyd won a copy of Yokohama at Geekway. Or no, was it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was
off the play and win?
Yes. And he and Wes both liked it when they played it.
Nice.
So,
I didn't realize they played it there.
Not Denver Wes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Other Wes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Listener Wes.
Yes.
Other listener Wes.
Also, yes. I remember being fairly vaguely positive on Yokohama. It didn't blow me away, but I also didn't hate it. That's why I decided to keep the other copy. But I haven't played it since then. I don't really have a huge desire to. I would like to try Yokohama Duel. And I would like to. I don't think during that review, I don't remember if I played Yokohama at 2 players at all for that review or not.
I think we just did 3 or 4 players.
I think so.
I've heard it's good at 2. So.
I have as well. So I wouldn't mind giving that a shot at some point. But yeah.
I'd also wanted to play it when they were doing the Kickstarter for Yokohama Duel, and they're also they were redoing the Deluxeified for Yokohama. Paul wanted to play Yokohama to back it. I don't know if he ended up backing it already or not, but I wanted to play it back then too. I just keep not finding the time for it.
Yeah, I remember that Kickstarter being a to-do because it's like, oh, you're re-releasing a Deluxeified version that you said you were never going to do before. And they're like, yeah, we didn't really say we were never going to do it before.
That's true.
but a lot of people were still,
Whatever.
People look for reasons to get huffy, especially online.
yes, especially about Kickstarters.
I'm supposed to have shit that no one else is supposed to be able to get. Now Jeff can buy the game. Now I guess I'm just some sort of asshole.
that gave you money.
Yeah. I hate those type of people.
Yeah.
They're annoying.
Very.
And did the Yokohama Duel come out? Or is that
It
still
hasn't come
delivering
out
with
yet.
the Kickstarter?
It's still delivering with
I remember it being fairly pricey for the Duel.
Yes.
But that's it for Look Back.
Indeed. We can jump back in the machine and cruise back to modern times.
Where we're about to hit our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah. So there we go. That covered our first year. We have looked back at our entire first year of reviews. There were some good ones in there.
Yeah. For our 3-year anniversary, we're going to just push all the episodes back into one really long episode.
Yes.
Yep.
Go to a 5-hour weekly episode.
Yeah. Nope, with no cuts.
No cuts.
No cuts. We're going full unedited.
And we start recording as soon as we enter this room.
Oh, God.
Mile High Game Guys, uncut, unedited, unfiltered,
Abridged.
unbearable.
Yeah.
There we go. We got five uns.
Yes. I love it.
The 5 U's. The FU's.
Right on. Well, that moves us over to some news and Kickstarters, I believe.
First up in news this week, shocker, Clank is coming out with yet another expansion for the base Clank game. This one is called Temple of the Ape Lords. And I don't think I could care less about Clank coming out with another expansion.
It's Clank Expeditions Temple of the Ape Lords.
Isn't that the name of all of their expansions?
No.
Has it been, or are they just... I didn't know if they were just like adding that name now, because they're like, I guess we should name all of these expansions under some vague title.
I feel like they did that for like the Spider one, but I don't think
Gotcha.
it was for the Mummy or the Sunken
Yeah.
one. But that's like 4 or 5 new boards. I feel like...
Is that what everyone wants from Clank? I just want culling.
I feel like they haven't released anything that was like a card specific like
No.
deck at all. It's always been board, which I feel like that's going the wrong way with. I know it's a deck building like with a board,
Yeah.
but I feel like you should. I don't know. I feel like they just never added enough of the card stuff. But then
Yeah.
again, I've only played the Sunken expansion, which added some cards.
Yeah,
to-
they
that
do
tied-
come with some cards.
Yeah, that tied to that. But maybe the expedition ones might not even do that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not. I got rid of my Clank.
Someone must love Clank enough to buy a lot of it because they don't stop making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If you want it, it's cheap. $20 MSRP. Comes out in September.
Another map for that fucking game.
2 new maps.
They're
double-sided.
They're all
Yeah.
double-sided.
4 meeples and an Ape Lord boss marker.
Yeah. So it doesn't even come with any cards. It's just a new map.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And instead of a dragon, it's an ape lord.
Yeah. I don't know. I never cared about the games where it's like the Power Grid ones where it's like, hey, here's new maps for Power Grid. Like I never cared about those.
I mean, they do
See,
add some
I
mechanics
dig
in
new
there.
maps for like good games that I feel like the map actually makes the game
I mean,
like
if it-
significantly different in how it plays.
If it was Power Grid, like here's Germany versus the U.S., I don't care. But things like North Korea, South Korea, where there's different markets and rules for actually how things play,
Well,
those,
or like
those are interesting.
I really like mixing up Terraforming Mars by sometimes playing Hellas or sometimes playing Elysium.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
those,
that was nice. If they were like, all right, well now we're gonna do this northeastern corner of the map,
Yeah.
and then looking at it solely from the like that's what it is. Like I'm fine with introducing like a new map, but once it's just
Constant.
new maps,
I can
and
see
that's
that.
it, I'm just like I don't care about that.
because this doesn't sound like it has any real new mechanics.
I mean, I'm sure the ape does different things or like the different tokens.
Maybe. And it specifically mentions you're navigating the temple's mechanized passages. So I don't
Yeah.
know if there's some other thing there. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's not a lot of information on it, and at least in this little thing. And I'm not going looking for more information on this. So, yeah. Clank Expeditions, Temple of the Ape Lords, if you're still into Clank.
Next up on news, a long out-of-print version of Catan is finally coming back that people actually want. Catan Starfarers.
Yeah. So Starfarers came out, a long time ago. I don't remember when it first came out.
90s?
Something like that, yeah. But it was popular and out of print, and like copies have been going for hundreds of dollars. And so Cosmos and Catan Studio were like, hey, we could make some money. Do you want to make money? And
I like money.
Yeah. So Catan Starfarer is getting a re-release.
It was 1999.
Yeah. So 20 years since this one came out. But it's getting completely revised graphics and game materials, new mothership pieces, revised rules, and a variable game board to add more variety to it. So I don't know a lot about how Starfarers plays, mostly because I've never even remotely had a chance to play it because it's been non-existent
For many years.
So I don't know. I like Catan, and I assume this is popular for a reason other than just it's not available. So I would be interested in checking it out at some point.
It is definitely much more of a board.
Yes.
Not quite your Catan that you're used to. It is
No.
definitely a different version, which is neat.
Indeed. So keep an eye on that. Hopefully get some more information about how they revise the rules and how the modular board works. And
Yeah. Next up on news, Fantasy Flight just announced a new Arkham Horror expansion, but now a new Mansions of Madness expansion.
Keep this train going.
Yeah.
Although this isn't the train one. This is the snake one.
Yes. Temples and jungles.
Yeah.
the Path of the Serpent expansion.
With a cool looking serpent mini.
There's like three new serpenty minis.
But I mean like the big snake.
Oh,
not,
the big snake. Yeah.
Not the buff snake or the
lady snake?
I don't
No,
know.
it's definitely. I don't know. There's 4 new snakes. There's big snake, buff snake, winged snake, and sword snake.
Okay.
And
no liquids or solids. I know.
I mean, technically, they're all solid plastic. So,
but that's not the defining attribute.
They're not. They're not my snake.
No, they're not his
No.
snake.
So
None of them have all the recessive genes.
Liquid had all those recessives at the end.
I know.
And he thought he didn't.
Yep.
Womp womp. So in typical Arkham files, Arkham horror files expansion stuff, it's going to come with 3 new scenarios.
Are you asking?
3.
It is
3 of
3.
them. For some reason, I thought I saw a 4th one.
There's 3, and then there'll probably be one that you pay for.
I could maybe see that.
It seems to be there.
Like that maybe released a little bit later.
Yeah.
There's 4 new characters: Leo Anderson, Daniela Reyes, Ursula Downs, and Norman Withers. Daniela Reyes, I think, was introduced. She was one of the new ones that was introduced in the LCG. Or had she been in a previous one?
It was third edition.
She was also in the LCG, I thought. No?
No.
But they're bringing them in. Some sweet minis. 4 minis for the characters. 4 new snaky minis to kind of go with the whole snaky jungle theme. Looks like 2 new big tiles and 4 new rectangle tiles, and then some small tokens, cards, little things like that you come to expect from
and
these
then
kind
like
of
a new
expansions.
puzzle type on the app.
Yes, just like a rotating circular.
It's a ring puzzle.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Mansions of Madness,
But it uses strength.
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, because you got to be strong enough to turn the big circle rings, stone rings.
Strength puzzle.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I more stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
Do you need a new box?
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I have 3 boxes and one of them is not completely full. So
Okay.
I feel like they can fit some of that excess stuff, but I'm gonna have to figure out something else, I think. I don't know.
Just dump it all into one like big bag.
Uh-huh.
Use your IKEA bag. Just put everything in there.
Just
Loose. A
Loose.
loose bag.
No
Yes.
baggies for pieces or tokens or anything.
Yep. No problem carrying all of it around.
No, it'll be fine, yeah.
It'll be a whole new way to play too, because you'll actually go insane just setting it up every time.
That's very true.
So you'll be already insane every time you play.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
and you can't it's because it's a bag of madness. You can't even look in there. You have to get it by feel.
Oh God.
Put your hand in the bag, and what you pull out's what we use.
Homemade, it's a homebrew scenario.
Yeah.
Might as well just throw some live snakes in there too. Just
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Next up in news, CBS Sports is not good at drafting board games.
I mean, CBS Sports isn't good at drafting actual sports, but
I would not know.
I don't actually know. I was just more taking a chance to dig on CBS Sports for no
Gotcha.
good reason, but I feel like it's probably true. I mean, if CBS Sports is so desperate for content that they're doing a board game draft, then I feel like they're probably not very good at what they do.
The specific article is Board Game Draft, selecting the 24 best board games ahead of the 2019 NBA Draft.
Yes. So it starts off with a very clever dig at kids these days, saying they're too busy playing PlayStation and Xbox to know the real fun is played on cardboard and dice.
I mean, so I appreciate like the spirit of the article, I guess, and like, hey, it's getting board games out there, but then the execution of it makes me feel like it's somehow a net negative.
Yeah, so they got a bunch of writers and editors from CBS Sports and had them do a board game draft. And it's pretty obvious that only like maybe one or two of them are even familiar with the concept of modern board games. And then they go through and they ranked everybody's draft class. So they start off here with this guy, Ben Kircheval, and he drafted Settlers of Catan, Pandemic, and Cranium. And he got, I think, the worst grade of all of, that
was a C+.
So he tied for second to worst. Somebody did get a D when they drafted Life, Chutes and Ladders, and Sorry.
Yeah.
But the fact that that was the one with the most modern games with Catan and Pandemic, and it came with a C+. A- went to Risk, Mousetrap, and Jenga. The comparisons this article makes between Risk and Pandemic are fantastic. Like, before Pandemic, Risk was the truly global board game. The combination of strategy and cutthroat nature meant it wasn't uncommon for games to start one evening only to be picked up the next day. Like, did anybody play Risk overnight? Like, did anybody pause a game of Risk ever? Like,
I'm sure it happened, but not that I'm aware of.
Or that Pandemic is the new age version of Risk or Axis and Allies. And it's like, no, I mean...
No. The A+ list was Monopoly, Axis and Allies, and Backgammon. That was the top tier draft.
Yeah.
Monopoly is the perfect kids game in that it teaches them at an early age the difference between who is smart and who is poor. It's great. That's that's what it was. That's a quote from Ron Swanson in his Pyramid of Greatness for Capitalism.
I see. But to be fair, on their list, there is literally only like 3 non-mass market board games on here. It's Settlers, Pandemic, and Codenames.
And even them, those are
Axis and Allies is close to that.
Close.
But I would say that like even those 3, those are very mass market of like hobby board games.
Yeah.
So,
but the other 90%.
Well, so what I'm not sure though, like where they chose their games from, because that's just who they ended up choosing. Maybe did they just have access to like you can pick literally anything, and so somebody could have picked Blood Rage if they had known what Blood Rage was.
I would assume it's something similar to that. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing they couldn't choose is
adult things.
Yeah.
So like no Cards Against Humanity,
which was probably the only other game they had heard of that
Yeah.
would be non-mass market.
and it couldn't be just a standard deck of cards. So
Yeah. But Backgammon's fine.
yes. But yeah, so CBS Sports, stick to sports, not board games.
Or if you do go into board games, just get
Literally anyone who knows something about board games to like help oversee a little bit.
yeah.
Next up in news, the New York Magazine actually has like a good list of 4-player board games, according to experts.
Better list.
It has a better list.
Better list.
Better. Anything is better than that other list.
That's true.
It has a decently passable list. So best overall 4-player game they gave to Pandemic, which, I mean, okay, I could see. Especially, this article's definitely targeted at people who maybe aren't into board games.
And it is the people they asked about games were people who seem to know more about, like actually know.
Game store owner, board game reviewers, and a board game illustrator.
Yep.
So they got 9 experts to build this list. Best 4-player strategic they gave to Catan, which some strategy in Catan. I think it's definitely a little bit more tactical, but 4-player board game for beginners, Ticket to Ride. That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair. 4-player thematic board games, Isle of Skye. There's just so much theme.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No. But you know what's next?
Right below it, Eldritch
Horror.
which is just all theme. So they're just
it positively oozes theme according to this person.
They average out. Eldritch Horror
Yeah.
and Isle of Skye average out to 2 thematic games.
Yes. Yeah, Eldritch Horror has enough theme to give it some, yeah.
Yeah. Family friendly, they got Pictomania, Once Upon a Time, Sheriff of Nottingham. Those are all some solid games there.
Your Kennerspiel is Power Grid.
Yeah, best board game for advanced gamers.
Yeah.
Andy Matthews, the founder of Meeple Mountain, through Power Grid up there. Cooperative 4-player games, Meeple Circus.
Never heard of it.
It's a dexterity game.
Okay.
Stacking little circus meeples.
Didn't realize it was cooperative, so that's good to know.
I did not either. Best world building game, Seven Wonders.
I don't know. I mean, the technical sense that you are building things and they exist in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. 4-player party games, Dixit. Okay, sure. Azul? I don't know if I'd call Azul a party game.
No, it's definitely more of just an entry-level 4-player game.
Yeah. The Mind. I'll buy The Mind as a party game.
Codenames, definitely.
Codenames is the best word association 4-player board game, which it's not a broad category there.
No.
Fast-paced 4-player board game, 5-Minute Dungeon.
Sure.
And best app-compatible 4-player board game, Chronicles of Crime.
I saw people playing that at Geekway, but I did not talk to anyone that
I've
played
heard
it.
some people liked it, but felt that 4 players was like too many. Like you didn't have enough stuff to do at 4. And then some people are just sort of sitting down while,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Like an Exit with too many players.
Yes, exactly.
For sure.
And that's it for news this week.
Yeah. Board game lists. All the hotness.
We'll have a list coming up sooner or later, right?
At least a couple months away.
Jeez.
Do we not do an anniversary list?
No.
Usually? Okay.
Next up is Kickstarters, which we start with a banger of a Kickstarter.
Oh, it's real good.
First up in Kickstarters this week is Jurassic World miniature game.
Not miniatures game? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So it's just a tiny game is what I'm hearing.
Miniature
Correct.
game.
Okay.
Heard it here first. Very well funded, $246,000 of its $57,000 goal, just under 2,000 backers, and just about 1 week left to pledge this wonderful, 99.9% guaranteed will definitely actually hit your doorstep game.
Wow. I don't know if your sarcasm came off strong enough there, Jeff. So Jurassic World miniature game is a game based on Jurassic World and Jurassic Park saga.
But now I know it means tiny game.
Yeah. and there's so much stuff in here, it can't be a tiny game.
Well, and they say that so many places. Jurassic World miniature game.
I see a miniatures game right here. So
Okay.
The title, not quite.
No.
This is Cimmeria Project's first ever game, and they've not backed any other games. So they're completely new to the entire concept of Kickstarter. But there's one thing they got right. Show a lot of pictures of miniatures and a IP that people are interested in, and they will just throw money at you no matter how dubious the prospects.
Yeah. And really straight up the bad thing about this campaign is, as we were joking earlier, is it looks, I'm not going to say they just put it all in Google Translate and then just let that go.
Oh, it's 100% what happened.
Yeah. I feel like someone's like, yeah, it could, the whole Kickstarter pledge thing itself could use a bit of a rewrite for
Yeah. So the company
grammar and whatnot.
the company I'm pretty sure is French.
Yeah.
And so it looks like they wrote this up in French and then Google Translate, and then maybe like somebody quickly read through
That's
it.
what I mean. Yeah.
Skimmed it and didn't notice any glaring issues. But it's just there's awkward phrasing throughout. They say it's licensed by Universal Studios and Amblin Entertainment under contract number 201302495. Whether or not that actually means anything, I don't know. But it's an ambitious project where the goal is to fully immerse players in the universe of both the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park franchises. It kind of jumps all over the place. They've got various pledges, the core one, then there's one with one expansion, and then there's one with both expansions because, of course, they're launching. They've learned. Clearly, somebody did some research. When you have a miniature game, you launch it and its first 2 expansions in the same Kickstarter.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned the price for this one. It's $148
for the all-in.
Yeah, which is the most popular pledge because of course it is.
Yeah.
But there's no like minis. It's all just renders.
Yeah. Not that great of renders either.
No, fairly low detail. We've got a bunch of mercenaries, 4 raptors, just identical poses on almost everything. The mercenaries are at least kind of split up. There's like 4 different poses for the mercenaries.
seems like all of the like main characters and dinosaurs you care about are all locked behind like add-ons and expansions and stuff too.
Seems a lot of it, yeah.
Yes, like the base game is literally just the 8 mercenaries, 4 raptors, a carnotaurus, and a triceratops. And that's all that you get in that first one. You get player boards for the carnotaurus, the mercenaries, the raptors, and the triceratops. So those are your 4-player groups. So some people play as dinosaurs, including vegetarian dinosaurs. Herbivores, some might call those.
Indeed.
And then, the first expansion is Fallen Kingdom. That unlocks all the stuff from Jurassic World. And then the Domination one unlocks a bunch of stuff from Jurassic Park, namely the giant fucking T-Rex. Also the Indominus Rex in that one. There's not really anything about how to play that I could really see.
There was a rule book.
I mean, it's right. You choose a scenario, then you draw. So on your turn, you draw and pick a hero and action. You draw and pick draw and pick hero and action cards. Place 1 action card for each unit to represent the following action on the board. Then you reveal and play each your unit's action cards. Each card has an initiative order indicated by a skull. The game also features a combo mechanic to boost the effects of action cards. And then there are also other conditions such as fear and victory. Finally, check your fear and victory condition. It's like you play cards and then you look at those cards and so it's very vague on how a lot of this is played.
Yeah. So dinosaurs are divided into carnivores and herbivores. Herbivores, generally peaceful dinosaurs, they gather in herds. Grazing is their principal occupation. However, carnivores are close by, their survival instinct kicks in. They will display brutal, sheer strength using their dreadful defensive assets such as armored horny head or body, clubbed or spiked tails. The punctuation is also just fantastic on this one.
I just like for carnivores, their intellect is superior, their jaw filled with sharp and pointy teeth, and their muscular rear limbs are made for swift run.
Humans are more nuanced than that. Humans are divided into adventurers, scholars, commanders, pragmatics, and survivors.
That'd be a good place for some sort of colonel lawyer.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I would not back this game because it seems like it will not exist. And if it will exist, it seems like it won't be very good.
Agreed.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just all over the fucking place. I thought there was something where they mentioned they were still trying to get the...
I believe it was under like the campaign updates / area somewhere in there where they had a picture of their like license agreement with Universal.
Okay. Maybe it was when I first looked at this like last week and I was like, no, we'll wait and see if it still exists. And it still exists. So here it is for now. Good luck ever getting this one.
Until they misspend all their funds and then it never appears.
Or it appears and it's just real shit. But I expect 2,000 very disappointed people in the not too distant future.
But hey, maybe they'll come out on top and we'll all regret not having backed Jurassic World.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Fit in the size of your pocket.
Next up on Kickstarter.
Next up is Madara, Unintentional Malum, the complete trilogy. This one is extremely well-funded, $1.3 million of its $40,000 goal, just over 6,000 backers, and just under a month left to pledge, which you can for $115.
It is like, as I'm watching it, racking up more and more backers.
For like how like small, air quotes, its pledges, there's a lot of people that are getting this game.
Yeah. So it's very JRPG. So if you're not down for anime art styles and character styles and shit like that, just run right away. So this is 100% not a game I'm even remotely interested in. But it's very, very popular. It's got super anime style art. Like there's big burly dude with a huge beard. There's lots of women with very large, mostly exposed breasts.
A lot of armor not covering their waists.
Yeah. So the game itself is a fully cooperative, ultra modern fantasy board game for 1 to 4 players. It has, not really sure exactly how it plays. It's got a huge campaign book. Like they show it in a little like video, and then they got pictures of it. It's a massive, huge, thick campaign book. And they claim they've been working on it for a decade. Infinitely expandable, narrative-driven universe where one 30-plus hour campaign can interact with another. Choices echo throughout the entire product line, so you get an ever-evolving world of decisions, combat, and character growth. They came up with a whole unique mythology. So they said there's no traditional characters. There's no classes. You build your character how you want, completely uniquely. The art is, like, some of it is really, really good. Like, there's a really sweet airship drawing they've got in here that looks pretty cool. The character art style, it's just so not for
super
me.
Anime.
It is. Yeah.
So Zach, as somebody who likes anime, yay, nay? Is it good anime, bad anime?
I mean,
It's good quality.
yeah, it's good quality.
It's got its own look, that's
Yes.
for sure. I couldn't point at this and be like, oh, this looks like blank.
Yeah, agreed. It looks like it's trying to do its own thing, which is good for that. Some of these minis look pretty cool. Some of them look like they should be in Kingdom Death.
That's true.
Specifically, the statue head that has all the fingers coming out.
Yeah, that's super fucking creepy. It's huge, too.
It looks great, but that is definitely like hand fingers coming out of someone's eye. Looks very unsettling.
Yeah, there's a lot of really bizarre minis. 483 pages in that adventure book I mentioned earlier, and a 75-page rule book. Jesus Christ. Crawl book, diagram book, and bounty book that all somehow work together. 405 standard Euro cards, 348 mini American, 12 tarot, and 79 5x6 custom. So just a shit ton of cards. Bunch of tiles, 36 tiles, 420 tokens, 17 dice. Just a ton of stuff in this massive thing. A big, huge like world map, which they've got a huge world.
It's very true.
Yeah. So they have this divided into acts. So they say here Act 1 is 1 to 4 players, 80 plus hours. So yeah. Seems like this is Anime Kingdom Death Monster, maybe? Something similar?
I mean,
It's definitely big.
it's definitely big, but a lot of Kingdom Death art is already anime-esque.
Very
so
anime.
Not like this is full on anime, whereas that like the drawing style of that is anime-esque. But yeah, it's definitely it's trying to do a lot, and I mean, that's a lot of expensive stuff.
Yeah, the $115 is just like the most popular pledge, but I think it goes up to what, $400?
$500 of which 1,000 people have done that.
Yeah,
Christ. What do you get for that?
I'm gonna everything.
everything.
So you don't have the classes, like I said earlier. They have 110 unique disciplines and 400 unique items. So they claim you can make anything from a nimble healer who dodges attacks and uses a bow and flintlocks, to a magic user who wears full plate and uses a warhammer as he summons creatures from another dimension to flank his foes alongside him. Some of it sounds really sweet. I'm just not entirely sure it will actually live up to it.
I mean, the game, so Act 1 is out in people's hands. So this game is out there.
Oh, really?
This is just this is like a 1.1 Kickstarter with more content. So a lot of this content is stuff that's in that base game.
Okay.
And then more. And from what I can see on BGG, it is vaguely well regarded with hundreds of ratings.
Okay.
It's in the top 2,000. It's a lot better than a lot of games.
Not wrong.
I would say every game that's not in the top 2,000.
Although there's BGG rankings are all over the place.
That's also true.
Some real shit games in that top 2,000, I'm sure. That head with the fingers.
Yeah.
I keep seeing it. There's art for it, and then there's a mini for it, and then you just keep seeing things.
You can't unsee it.
It's just there. Just fingers everywhere.
They do have that full 76-page rulebook on their Kickstarter right now. So
yeah, thumb through it.
I don't know. I still have no idea how you actually play this game. From everything I've been trying to look on the Kickstarter, on BGG, it's just just seems like it's a game that you play.
Yeah, I don't.
It's great commentary there.
Everything I can find is just pictures of all the art
Mm-hmm.
and like prototypes of the game. Just a bunch of painted miniatures.
Yep.
Jesus, that's a player board.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
It's like
Huge.
6 different cards, like boards for your player, just your player.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow. There's a weird octopus, half-naked Ursula lady that's hauntingly disgusting.
Hauntingly. Okay.
It's creepy.
So, I mean, it's various like square board tiles that your adventure party goes on. I assume there's like line of sight and terrain and many different custom dice. It almost reminds me of like Descent in a way, if it was like square tiles that fit together that had art inside them instead of just actually shaped tiles.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you want a game with a fuckload of content and love anime ladies and don't want to buy Kingdom Death Monster.
and super don't have a problem with said anime ladies being just completely underdressed.
I mean,
I don't think I saw a single one that was reasonably attired.
Have you seen Kingdom Death Monster?
I mean, also yes.
So that's Madara.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I guess this is your chance to get it.
Yeah, go for it if that sounds good to you.
Last up on Kickstarter this week is Last Aurora. This one is well-funded, $59,000 of its $22,000 goal, 1,281 backers, just under a week left to pledge this one, which you can for $44.
So this is a 2 to 4 player game where you are racing your convoys across an Arctic apocalyptic hellscape to try and get to a ship that is leaving for supposedly better places. So the thing that kind of like seems cool to me about this, a lot of it, like especially at the start of things, like their little convoy minis and gas tokens and things all look pretty generic. And I was pretty mad on this until I got a little ways down and they talk about how you can like build your convoy, and they showed a little like GIF of you add cards, and the way you stack the cards together, you basically build out a big convoy of like a super truck tanker thing, kind of very reminiscent of like the giant tanker in Fury Road. And you can stack some of the cards like go on top, so you can have your cool Jeep, and then you put a card on top, and now it's a cool Jeep with a rocket launcher on the roof, and the cards all fit together. And actually kind of line up, which I thought was pretty cool.
I always appreciate that.
Yeah.
There was a game that I tried to kickstart, or I kickstarted that tried to do stuff like that, but then haven't heard back from it yet.
Naturally. So the game itself plays over 6 rounds, and each round is played out in 5 different phases. First up is the exploration phase, where you enter locations around you to do different actions, and so you send different survivors of various values, which let you do things like gather resources, find components to upgrade your convoy, or recruit other survivors to join your team, or you can do encounter actions that are like on the cards for things where you like, you spend some resources and this thing happens or whatever. Then you move to the rest phase, where the survivors that went out, they need to refresh, and so you can either move them into like a rest area, which is like basically a stall space where you don't have them for a turn, or you can spend a food to move them immediately to readied. Then after you've done that, you move into the movement phase, where you spend fuel, and based on your current truck build, you move a certain amount of spaces based on that, and get bonuses, actions, and special objects to accelerate. And there's different paths you can take depending on like what areas you're trying to get to or to avoid pitfalls and things along the way. Then you move into the fire weapons phase, if there's enemies nearby. And so you fight different things that might be trying to attack your convoy. If you kill them, you get fame and loot cards, things like that. And then the last phase is the Aurora. The ship moves along the coast and gets further and further away. So you have to go more into the south part of the board, where there is, it's a much more dangerous area. So you'll need more convoy strength to be able to make it through that. So they don't really say how you win. I'm assuming first person to the Aurora, but maybe there's something about like everybody can get there, and then there's something else that determines who wins. I don't know. I don't know if that'd fall under tiebreakers or what. They don't really tell you. Bunch of different videos for previews and things. I don't see any rule links.
There is a rule.
There is
a full rule book.
I just wasn't quite down there.
I was in the midst of reading
way
it.
Down at the bottom, and it's available also on Tabletop Simulator, so you can try it there too.
I was waiting for it to load so I could tell you how you win.
Too bad if you live in Russia, they won't ship to you.
I'm pretty sure a lot of Kickstarters don't do that.
Yeah.
You're getting fame as you play.
Yes.
And whoever has the most fame and has reached the Aurora is the winner.
So you do still have to reach the boat to win.
Yes.
Otherwise, your fame is for nothing. Yeah, that's Last Aurora.
It looks neat.
Yeah.
Looks like a game I would want to play.
Yeah, I think of all the ones we've covered, this is the one I'd be the most interested in trying.
That's it for Kickstarters.
That is indeed it for Kickstarters. Which brings us over to some listener feedback.
We have an email this week. Emails at milehighgameguys.com if you would like to send us an email. This email comes from Patrick. Adrian, you get shit on so bad that, in honor of how well you take it, I have renamed my toilet from John to Adrian. You're welcome, Patrick.
Oh, we feel honored.
So
And
honored.
and that's your welcome. It's yours to have.
Yes.
Because that's how he spelled it.
Wow.
So feel free to give that welcome to whoever you want, or you can keep it selfishly.
I mean, if I give it away, does that also transfer the honor of having the toilet named after you? Like, could I give you the welcome, Zach, and then now Patrick's
A
toilet,
toilet
is called
named
a Zach?
Zach? No, that just doesn't make any sense.
I can see a toilet named Adrian, though.
Yeah.
That's it for emails. Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
Indeed. That is all of the emails. Nothing new over on BGG, right, Zach?
Correct.
Guys are all slacking over there. Jeez.
Or they're only posting on things that are
New.
So
Yes. But yeah, that's it for listener feedback. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can do like Patrick did and send us an email.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
You can jump over to our BGG guild number 2731, where you can leave comments on episode posts that Zach puts up every week. So you can give feedback before or after or during or whenever you want, and we'll read them because we read everything. You can also get a hold of us over on Twitter, where I tweet under @MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
I am Jeff_MHGG.
And we have our Facebook and Instagram, both /MileHighGameGuys. And you can check out our website, milehighgameguys.com, for links to the BGG Guild, to our Slack channel that is super active and full of awesome, fun people who will talk about board games. And you can get up-to-date SCOTUS decisions from Paul, along with his commentary on it, which may or may not align with how you feel about things. Who knows? And it also has a link to our Patreon over there on the website, patreon.com/milehighgameguys, if you would like to financially support the show, like our most recent patron, Matt, who pledged $5. $5 whole dollars. So thank you, Matt. You don't get roasted.
Boom roasted.
You just get thanked.
Yes. Thank you.
Sincerely and appreciatively
Absolutely. Just
for
in
supporting
time.
the show.
It's like a pre-anniversary gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a fan of anniversary gifts.
Yeah.
What is the third anniversary gift supposed to be?
I have no idea.
Is there one for third?
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume there's one for every year.
I don't
For
think
what-
so.
No, I don't know.
I think there's like a standard set for like 1, 5, 10, 25, 50.
I feel like there's a 2 at the very least.
Maybe a 2. 1, 2, 5, 10, 25.
Well, if
50.
there's one on the 2, I mean, obviously there's got to be a 3.
I don't know if that's how that works.
That's how math works.
Apparently, leather is the third wedding anniversary
All
gift.
right, so we're getting some BDSM stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Just in time to start live streaming.
Yeah.
We're going to put Zach in a
Nope.
gimp suit.
No, we're not.
It's the traditional anniversary gifts go in paper, cotton, leather, linen/silk for the first 4.
Do like linen.
I've heard there's a place you can get those, and then things as well.
After the 15th, it becomes every 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what is 11?
Steel.
Nice.
Well, there we go.
Just give someone a crossbeam. Here you go.
This just lets you know how much I care.
Yeah.
The weight of this steel crossbeam
Yeah.
represents the weight of my love.
We will look forward to our 11th anniversary presents.
Oh, geez. All right. That pretty much wraps everything up. Thanks again, Matt, for supporting the show. And thanks also to our awesome sponsors, Grey Fox Games, who support the show with their sponsorship. Their game, Run, Fight, or Die Reloaded, still open for pre-orders as it is shipping out to backers. Really, really, really want to play this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll actually like it. I don't think it's quite up my alley. But it's also zombies, which is like my favorite theme.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
it's time stories.
Weirdly. Way to fuck up zombies time stories.
So it's kind of cooperative with a winner. You're rolling 6 dice to use in various combinations to fight zombies. But the game ends when someone dies, so you don't want to just kill off the other people, but you want to kill the big enemy monster.
Okay.
The mutant zombie. And then whoever has the most leadership at the end wins. And it plays 1 to 4 and then up to 6 with the 5 and 6 player expansion. And this version has streamlined a lot of stuff. They've removed like the flea deck and the event deck and sort of rebalanced the whole shebang to make a better playing experience from the original edition.
Right on. Thanks for that insight into the gameplay.
But even the original edition was still fairly well regarded from 2014.
Yes.
Not that it was a bad game turned into a better game. It's just a game turned into a better game.
Faux show. Do you have a prepared statement to go along with that update, Jeff?
I do. Gray Fox Games, quality games cleverly crafted. Also, unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it.
Ooh, dark. That wraps up the show. We're all done here. Be sure to tune in on Friday as we review Boyd's gift to the show, The Quest for El Dorado, a deck building race game. And then next week is our 3-year anniversary. We've been hinting at it, dropping hints all episode. 3-year anniversary next week. So we'll have our anniversary episode where we're basically just going to, talk about ourselves and how awesome we are at podcasting and how much we love podcasting and how much we're going to keep podcasting and things like that.
And then listen to other people also tell us.
Yeah, it's definitely a big ego stroke session.
Yeah.
We're going to just really stroke that ego.
Yes.
Stroke that eagle.
I'm going to bring in an eagle. It's just going to sit here on the table. Probably make a lot of noise and shit everywhere.
But it will not
and you
make...
can stroke it whenever you want.
If it's a bald eagle, it will not make the sounds that you think it'll make.
This is true.
But if it is a red-tailed hawk,
yes,
it will make the exact same sound that you think it will.
As Jeff alluded to, we'll also take a little bit of time to listen to other people in an incredibly daring, perhaps foolish move. In the past, we have done things where we've reached out to other content creators who we trust and who have professional audio equipment to be like, hey, can you record something for us for our anniversary? And we've included that in the show. We've opened things up to listeners to just email us things or send us things on BGG or Twitter or whatever, and we'll read those, and kind of maybe screen if necessary. Hasn't been necessary yet, but, the option exists. We're gonna be risky here, and we're gonna let you listener, call in and leave a voicemail for the show.
You will not be live recorded with whatever nightmare that you're leaving with us.
It's not live. It's not live, but we did set up a Google voicemail account, so you can call 702-720-MHGG, which is also 6444. So 702-720-6444. It will ring an amount of times and then go to a voicemail. And you can leave a voicemail for us.
Which will then be on the show.
Which, depending on the amount we get and time constraints, and
we're not going to get that many.
I don't think we're going to get enough where it'll be an issue.
No.
But yes, you'll be able to be included on the show.
Maybe it will be surprised.
Yes. So yeah, call that number and leave a voicemail. If you do, you will be entered. This is the only way we're going to mention it. Only the people who listen to the episode on Wednesday or Friday will know. We're going to leave those open all the way through Saturday evening. If you leave a voicemail by Saturday evening, you'll be entered in a giveaway for a $50 CSI gift card. So you'll be halfway to free shipping. So you'll still spend another $50 of your own dollars, I'm sure.
You're welcome.
We know how you are.
Yeah.
So call and leave a voicemail. You'll be entered into that giveaway. We're keeping it, like I said, we're only mentioning it on the show, so it's just for listeners, just for people who support us by listening. So there you go. Do it.
Do it
right now.
And make it all the way through the end of the episode, too.
Also, yes. we're rewarding the dedicated listeners. That's it. We're done. Catch us on Friday, and then next week for the anniversary. We're looking forward to it. Until then, as always, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm Peer Jeff.
Bye.
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 Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.